The greatest villain of all time, in my opinion, is by far this villain. Guess who it is? No, it's not Hannibal Lecter. It is Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Absolutely amazing film that swept the Oscars back in the mid-70s. Of course, starring Jack Nicholson, but the reason this movie works so well is Louise Fletcher. She's an awesome Nurse Ratched, the greatest villain of all time because she has the power to kill and save someone's life, and she rules a ruthless kingdom in her mental hospital. If you haven't seen the movie, it doesn't matter. This is a great sequence. It's actually about ticking clocks. Some bombs are about to go off. I'm going to show you how that happens in a really cool, again, choreography that this film team puts together in this little sequence about cigarettes. So if you haven't seen the movie, in a nutshell, Jack Nicholson is committed to a old-fashioned, scary American mental hospital, and he's not insane. He's there because he's pretending to be insane. Everybody else is pretty nuts, pretty bonkers, but not him. And he is going to go up against her, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to go against Nurse Ratched, not in her kingdom. But Jack will try. It's Davy versus Goliath, you know, the little guy versus the giant. And I wouldn't want to be in his shoes, not against her. Anyway, phenomenal villain. Let's get to it. This is the ticking clock again, the time bomb that's about to go off. That's how you create great suspense and storytelling. So let's go right back to, let's say around right here. There we go. Oh, you can't see it because of me, so I'll go down here. Yeah, the cigarette, right? Literally a ticking bomb. When it gets lit, it's like a fuse, right? And we watch it, we know it's there. It's actually called dramatic irony, folks. It means if the audience sees something and no one else does inside the movie, the fictional characters, it's dramatic irony. We have inside knowledge. What's going to happen? Oh no, start biting your teeth. So let's see what happens.
You know very well.
Oh wait, I got to put on a little headphone so I can hear. And I'm not going to wear big headphones right now because I don't feel like it. Okay, so basically he lights the cigarette. Right? And what's happened here is this guy Cheswick is another patient. Where is he? Let's find him. Right there. He's upset because Nurse Ratched has taken his cigarettes and, confiscated them, and he wants his cigarettes back. Meanwhile, this other patient, I think his name is Harding, is smoking a cigarette, right? So he's upset. Let me hear him talk for a second.
My cigarettes, please, Miss Ratched.
Forget the cigarettes, Cheswick. Cigarettes are not important.
Jack or McMurphy's telling him, forget the cigarettes, because he knows she'll kill him. Don't worry about the cigarettes. Trust me. But, the little guy he wants his cigarettes. So basically, we go forward a little bit, and there's more tension, and Cheswick still wants his cigarettes back. And let's get to this point up here where they play this game. And this, again, she's creepy. But basically, she treats her wards, her patients, like children, right? She calls McMurphy Jack. She calls him Randall. That's his real name, like a little kid. Hey, Randall. And everybody else is Mister. So it's very impersonal, but she also treats them like kids. And that's what Cheswick is complaining about. It's like, I'm not a little kid. You can't take my cigarettes. So here she gets really angry, tells Cheswick again to sit down because he's still asking for his cigarettes. And meanwhile, Jack says, or rather McMurphy says to this guy Harding, give him a cigarette. And if you go back a little bit, because that cigarette that you saw get lit earlier was this dude Harding. He's smoking it. In fact, you can see it right there. And this, of course, is Danny DeVito, if you don't know who that actor is. He's been in a million movies. Stealing this guy's cigarette right out of his hand. And he's not happy about it. And so what's going to happen is they're going to play a little game, again, because they're kids, and they do act like kids because they're, mentally challenged back in the day. And let's see. And there they go. They start playing Keep Away, classic kids game.
I don't want his cigarettes, and I want his.
And Cheswick doesn't want his cigarette anyway. He wants his own cigarettes. He wants my own ball. I want my own ball, right? So they continue to play this little keep away game, which is fantastic right here. I'll just do it in slow-mo so you can see it. So the cigarette goes over to another patient who picks it up, and then he throws it away, doesn't let Harding there get it. And meanwhile, Cheswick's still crying about his own cigarettes, and Jack's getting upset. And this dude picks up That's Billy, I think. Yeah, it is. And he picks up a cigarette, plays basketball, almost throws it over Harding's shoulder. He's really proud of himself. Look at that. And Cheswick's really getting angry. And again, this is a ticking clock. Also, he's about to explode, and he will explode in a moment. We'll see. But it just continues with his cigarette. Now Harding's looking for his cigarette, and he can't find it. And let's see what happens to that cigarette. So meanwhile, again, they've all been having a blast. It's very entertaining for these patients to have this entertainment at their little meeting. And Nurse Ratched is having none of it. She's really angry, especially at McMurphy, because he actually started the whole thing. But there you go, the ticking clock. Now this burning cigarette that this guy Harding was just smoking, and then his fellow patients grabbed out of his hands and started playing keep away with him like a kid's game, has now ended up in, I guess it's Christopher Lloyd is the actor. If you ever saw, the Back to the Future trilogy, wonderful actor, but he's the one who unfortunately gets this burning cigarette in his, it's not his lapel, what is it, the collar of the bottom of his pants, but it's about to, it's going to burn him in a minute. And we know this. So this is dramatic irony. You and I see that. Nobody else in this room, these fictional characters, see that. So we have privy information about that smoke, about that cigarette. And of course, it's going to come back and haunt him and us. But meanwhile, all this other stuff goes on where Cheswick's still complaining, still wants his cigarettes. And she tells him to calm down because she has that authority. And she gets him to calm down barely. I mean, Christ, look at Cheswick. He's about to explode. Trust me. Oops. And then we'll go a little bit forward. And she again, treating him like a kid. Are you calm, Mr. Cheswick? And he's, I'm good. I'm calm. I can handle it. But something's going to happen. Aside from, this is actually hilarious. Jack has been running a casino or a little, betting parlor in the tub room. So now not only are they losing their cigarettes, they're losing their tub room privileges, which is not making them happy either. But she's God in this movie and she can do whatever she friggin' likes. And then, this is very funny. This is Danny DeVito says, who's Mr. Martini in the movie.
How are we going to win our money back?
How are we going to win our money back? Little rebel. But meanwhile, and that's the one time Jack actually laughs. He thinks that's pretty funny. He's been really annoyed about this whole thing up until now, but he thought that was pretty funny. And you're not going to get your money back, Mr. Martini. Meanwhile, the Christopher Lloyd character is about to explode himself.
To win your money back, Mr. Martini, that's all over.
Guess what's happening to his ankle?
If you had obeyed the rules in the first place...
Yep, and we saw it earlier, and now, again, it's been like 60 or 70 seconds since that happened, if you go back here. But, we've not forgotten about it, but again, it's called planting and payoff, right? So we saw it like a gun, and then it comes back, boom. So it's a fuse that's been lit. We know it's there. There's all sorts of ticking clocks in this movie. It's great. Anyway, that's a classic one. It's a cigarette that's burning. And what happens?
I've lost your money.
He explodes, of course. He goes completely bonkers, and rightly so, but he is also insane, so he goes really crazy. Jack doesn't know how to help him, and the orderlies come flying in, of course.
Sit down, gentlemen.
And now chaos is everything's going to explode because of this.
Sit down, gentlemen. Sit down. Sit down.
And now Cheswick is really, look at it, he's actually bulging his cheeks like he's about to explode. And he watches his friend get dragged away. Watch this, let's just see. Rules.
Piss on your fucking rules, Mr. Andrew!
Looks could kill both of them. I mean, look at her view. Ooh, she's upset. She is definitely going to have nothing to do with this. And then, of course, McMurphy is also upset. He's like, Jesus Christ, Cheswick, be quiet. She's going to kill you.
Get out, will you, Cheswick? I want
Yeah, but he's a little kid.
you to know something right here and now, Miss Ratched.
I ain't no little kid.
I ain't no little kid.
But of course I am.
I ain't no little kid. Where you're gonna have cigarettes
He's like, I ain't no little kid. I want my ball back.
with me like cookies, and I want something.
So he wants something done. So Jack, bless his heart, decides he will take care of it, and he explodes. And what does he do?
Something done. I want something done. I want something done.
He goes and smashes through Nurse Ratchet's glass wall in her office and grabs the carton of good old Cheswick's cigarettes.
I want something done.
And he gives it to poor little boy Cheswick. And again, the visuals are fantastic. Of course, they're grown-ups, but they are acting like children because of their mental disabilities, and they're being treated like children. And that's why McMurphy's not happy about this whole situation. And again, Cheswick wants something done. He's going to get dragged off. And already Jack has exploded. So again, you've had 3 ticking clocks. Like I said, you have the cigarette, which, made the Christopher Lloyd character go bonkers. And that led to Cheswick really exploding, who's basically his fuse was lit earlier when he first was denied his original cigarettes. And now Jack himself has become a ticking bomb because he can't take it anymore. So he actually literally went over and smashed through Nurse Ratchet's window. And by the way, they're running away here because it's out of hand. And, boom, 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 3 explosions in a row. Boom, right? Now they get all beaten up by the orderlies. I love this guy in the wheelchair. He's just cruising around watching the whole thing happen. And Nurse Ratchet's behind her half window, calling more troops in. And this is not a normal day at the mental hospital, trust me. In fact, so these guys are going to break his arm, the orderlies. They forgot about the one thing, that McMurphy has a friend, right? The big Indian is really the hero of this movie. He's deaf and dumb, they say. And he will be actually the topic of my next sequence when I get to it, maybe next week, because it's arguably the best sequence in the whole movie, and again, my favorite movie, so I know this thing frame by frame. And there goes the guy in the wheelchair again. And here, I'll get myself small. Here comes the reinforcements, the troops. Followed by this dude, who again, he'll be in the next segment, so don't miss it. The next segment's awesome. It's amazing. But that guy I call Dr. Death, because he's always dressed in black and everyone else is in white. So Jack goes down, and all over a cigarette. And the fact, actually, the whole thing started because, again, Jack was annoyed that, these guys were all voluntary. Why can't you guys just leave? And that leads to Cheswick wanting his cigarettes. So ticking clocks, explosions, great choreography on how it's all put together and creates tension and literally goes on a tension. If you had a tension scale of 1 to 4, it starts off at like a 1 and then boom, it's at a 4, right? Explodes. But we knew about it because of the dramatic irony. Remember that. So that's always good in storytelling, Show the audience something that the people in the movie can't see. And we will be party to that and excited to see what happens. And there you go. But what happens next is even more interesting. So join me next time. I hope you enjoyed it, fellow storytellers. See ya.